What is going on, everyone? Platinum B is coming at you with yet another video. Today we are doing episode 37 of the Platinum Beast Answer series. I look forward to getting into the comments that you all left for me on last week's video. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay guys, so super interesting comments we got on last week's video, and we are just going to go ahead and dive right into them. So up first, we have Mr. I2 Mass. Mr. I2 Mass says, I've just started stacking platinum, so 6 grams to date. Spot is 1160 and still dropping, so maybe tomorrow I will pick up another 5-gram bar in the 227-ish range, bring my cost average down some more. That would be excellent. You know, dollar cost averaging is great, especially when it comes to platinum because of the premiums. So that's a great start to your platinum stack, my friend. 6 grams is awesome. That's much more than a lot of people, pretty much most people who stack. There's a lot of people who don't stack platinum. I think it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. And the fact that you have 6 grams is epic, my friend. So keep stacking that platinum, and I look forward to hearing about your new pieces that you amass over the long haul. So thank you for your comment, 1-2 Mass, or I2 Mass. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing more. Up next, we have Mr. Jack. Mr. Jack says, good discussion and thoughts as always. Thank you, Jack. I really appreciate it. You have been a loyal follower of my channel for a while, and you always leave me a good nice compliment and a nice comment, so I appreciate that, my friend, and I look forward to seeing more comments from you, so thank you. Up next, we have Mr. KS Coins. Mr. KS Coins is a super awesome dude who sent me some super awesome platinum and is a super awesome supporter of my channel. Mr. KS Coins said, love it. You publicly acknowledge Christ. Thank you for that. I love him also. Great video. Thank you, my friend. Yes, indeed. My relationship with Christ is second to none, and it is the most important part of my life. I don't press my religious beliefs on anyone, right? And I don't really talk about it a whole lot on my channel because that's not the purpose of this specific channel. However, it is important to note, and I should proclaim it unashamedly, and that is what I do, my friend. So I appreciate your loving and kind words, and I'm glad to hear that you also acknowledge Christ, because it is very important. And I thank you for your comment, my friend. That really means a lot to me. So, thank you. Up next, we have Mr. Joseph. Mr. Joseph says, regarding silver, that's exactly what I've said. Silver Eagles, you can make back the premium plus more if you caught good sales on those. Not too long ago, I got Eagles about 32, 33 each. I can currently sell them easily for 35, making a little profit and saving the private buyers $2 to $3 in premium from dealers. I don't buy much generic silver, even if it is priced much lower than Eagles, because I will not get back that premium. If I buy generic rounds at $31, other people can easily buy them at the same price. So I'll have to sell for a little less and take a loss. The online tax for platinum is not helping at all. I've tried looking for local private sellers, but rarely does platinum pop up. They either don't have it or aren't selling. Yeah, that is unfortunate. Some places charge taxes on platinum. Platinum does have a premium when you're buying through the dealers, and it is very hard to find on a secondhand market and a local market. I don't really understand why that is. I think it is gaining in popularity, so perhaps we will see that trend kind of change over time. However, try and check out the online groups. There's a lot of different platforms you can buy from private individuals, and they will ship it to you. There's also feedback forums and things like that to help secure your purchase, so to speak. I know Facebook has a large group that sells precious metals, as well as Reddit. Reddit is the one that I use the most, Reddit PMs for sale. You can find platinum on there occasionally. It isn't as common as gold and silver, I will give you that, but you can find it. And buying from a private individual, obviously you avoid those Uncle Sam taxes. And so you can sometimes find decent deals on platinum. They do hold their premium, so don't think you're going to get anything at spot or close to spot. However, you should be able to save a few dollars off the premium as well as saving that tax money. So definitely give those avenues a look. See, I know a lot of people are cautious about buying online from random individuals. However, in my experience, buying from groups like Facebook or Reddit, typically they have what's called a feedback forum, which means that you can search any given seller's feedback for recent sales. So typically what will happen is someone will buy precious metals and they'll ship them and they'll receive them, and then the seller will say, hey, you know, if you don't mind dropping me some feedback, letting the public know that you had a good experience with me. And because there's a lot of people that use these forums and outlets as regular, you know, sales, they're almost like dealers in a way. In fact, they might even be dealers just trying to sell under the table. However, because these guys really rely on their ability to sell, they want to uphold that reputation on these forums, so they're not going to put that at risk to, you know, pull one over on someone. It has happened in the past. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say it's a flawless system. However, me personally, I've made hundreds of transactions on these forums and never had a problem at all. The most expensive thing I bought was the 50 gold pesos. I bought that from a private individual. $1,900 I sent someone random. I had no idea who they were other than their feedback. They sent me the coin. I had it checked out on a Sigma Metalinks verifier, and it all cleared flawlessly. So, you know, a little bit more risky. I don't think it's that much risky, but it is a little bit more risky, but it can pay off in the long run. And there's also legal avenues you can take if there ever was a problem, especially when you're dealing with high value items. You know, when you steal money from someone and it's a large enough sum, you know, at a certain point it becomes a felony, and, you know, you can get local governments involved. I mean, I've heard of people having to go that route, but it's very, 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 very rare and very, very few and far between. So definitely give that a check out if you can. If you get a chance, you know, if that's something you're comfortable with, I highly suggest it, and I have had great experience doing that thus far. But I appreciate your comment, Joseph. I really do. Hopefully you can find some platinum that you can stack, but if not, stack that gold and silver, stack whatever you can stack, because stacking is a great way to secure your wealth and just cover yourself if anything were to happen. So thank you for your comment, Joseph. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to hearing more from you, my friend. Up next, we have Aloha Stacker. Aloha Stacker says, love these Q&As. Great discussion for sure. It looks like getting platinum here in Europe is going to be harder than I thought. Not seeing much, but it looks like my nearest LCS plans to start selling platinum and palladium coins. We will see. Do you know of any other European dealers that sell platinum? Unfortunately, I do not. I am not that familiar with European dealers and their platinum offerings. I do know Europe taxes platinum basically ridiculously. I don't know exactly the country that you are in. I believe the European Union as a whole has a flat tax on precious metals that aren't gold. I believe it's called the VAT or something like that. That might be a British thing, so don't take that as the absolute word. I am learning more and more about European taxes and things like that, but I do know they treat gold differently, typically speaking. But you might just want to kind of see what's really available. As far as platinum, yeah, it might end up being a bit of a challenge to receive pieces over there. But I am unfamiliar, my friend. I do apologize about that with the dealer offerings and things of that nature. But I hope you are able to find somewhere that you can buy platinum, and I hope your LCS does eventually start selling it and stocking it. It's good that you found an LCS in the country that you are in, though. That is really great news. So hopefully they'll get some in. I'm sure they're a little bit more knowledgeable about that kind of stuff. So if you are showing interest in buying platinum, I'm sure they want to keep their customers happy as well, just like they do here in the States. So keep letting them know that you are searching for platinum, and if all else fails, just kind of say, hey, you know, I may have to search out other places. Because if they know that's what you want, they're going to want to provide that for you, because they're going to want to make money off you. That's simple business practices. But thank you for your comment, my friend Aloha Stacker. You have been a loyal follower of my channel for a while. I love your content, and I'm glad you are back on YouTube and back commenting, because I really was missing seeing your comments. I'm not going to lie. There was a little stretch there. I was like, where's Aloha? But good to see you back, my friend, and I really appreciate your comment. Up next, we have Mr. Guam Stacker. The Guam Stacker says, another awesome episode, brother. Definitely agree with you on the crypto. How can it be the currency of the future when it is so volatile? If I bought a Tesla with Bitcoin while it was on the rise, I would have lost out because the value of the gained on the Bitcoin. But my Tesla is still the same price in fiat. Hopefully some people were smart enough to buy a Tesla before the price of Bitcoin went down. Yeah, if you bought a $60,000 Tesla with a Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is now at $32,000, your Tesla is still probably worth about $60,000 or $50,000. Yes, cars are depreciating asset. However, if you buy it with something that depreciates more, you've actually secured profit. Who would have thought a Tesla would be more secure than anything else, or a car of any nature? You know, people talk about cars as depreciating assets, and that is very much true. Whatever car you buy, as soon as you drive it off the lot, especially if it's brand new, it instantly loses value. So a lot of people stick to used cars. I like pickup trucks, and those are kind of hard to find. At least in America, they sell like hotcakes, so you don't really save a whole lot buying used. And when you buy used, chances are it was used as a work truck, so it's probably been beat up a little bit more than your average car. And so you're really not getting your money's worth out of a used truck many times in America, in my opinion. So that's why I buy new on pickup trucks. However, if I was going to buy something like, you know, a Ford Mustang or something, I might look at used, because, you know, you can save a little bit of money. But that's funny that people bought a Tesla, what's supposed to be a depreciating asset, and actually secured their funds better than Bitcoin. The volatility is out of this world on that stuff, and that's why I just stay away from it altogether. I'm not a gambling man by any means, and it is just not my cup of tea. But thank you for your comment, Mr. Guam Stacker. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing more comments from you, my friend. Up next, we have Mr. Silver Lover. Mr. Silver Lover says, thanks for the video. I collect platinum from time to time. That is great to hear, my friend. Platinum is a solid asset, and I'm glad that you have it in your stack. I am loving seeing more and more people every day stack platinum, because it's a great asset to have along with gold and silver. So thank you for your comment, my friend. I really appreciate it. Up next, we have Mr. Mark Baird. Mr. Mark Baird says, I'm looking at a Baird & Co. 1 ounce. I'll have to buy it since they addressed to me. Baird & Co. is a really good brand. I don't have anything from them, but they have some really cool pieces. You know, I don't think they mint quite as much as someone like PAMP or, you know, Credit Suisse or what have you. But their pieces are pretty cool and unique. So that's very awesome that you found yourself a 1 ounce. I have yet to really see many 1 ounce platinums. I presume you're talking about platinum. You didn't actually mention the metal, but I presume you're talking about platinum. And that is very cool if you found a 1 ounce platinum. I have seen the 1/10 ounce platinums go on sale here and there. Haven't picked up any myself. Kind of wish I did, just to kind of add variety to the stack. However, you know, I'm sure I'll see something come up at some point and want to get it. But Baird & Co. is a great company, and I congratulate you on your new piece if you do end up getting it. And I look forward to seeing more comments from you, my friend. So thank you. Up next, we have Mr. 49's Fine Silver. Good stuff, Beast. I really appreciate your work. Thank you, Mr. 49's. I really appreciate you. You have been a loyal follower of my channel for a very long time. If you haven't checked out 49's Fine Silver, definitely go do so. He has a really cool channel. He does a lot of amazing, awesome pours. He's an Australian guy, so he's from down under, and he pours some super cool pieces. You know, he has some kookaburra pours. He's got all different kinds of awesome, awesome stuff. So definitely go check him out and check out his channel. He even sells his pours. So if you're looking at some cool custom copper or silver, he is your man. But thank you for your comment, 49's Fine Silver. I really appreciate it, my friend. Up next, we have Mr. Donald Martin. Mr. Donald Martin says, are those copper rounds in the top of your video? If so, what are your thoughts on copper rounds? So I presume you're talking about these buffaloes. And yes, my friend, indeed, they are copper rounds. My opinion on copper rounds. So I picked these up to get free shipping from SD Bullion. I'm not going to lie. I was just buying a very, very small little something or another on SD Bullion. And I was just a couple bucks short. And they were selling these for 99 cents. So I threw them in the cart, added them to my stack, and called it a day. I do like having these in my stack because I can show some copper in some of my videos every now and then. Realistically, copper rounds, if you can get them about $1 each, I don't think they're really a bad deal. And I think copper is a really solid play, to be honest, at this point. Copper is speculative in a way. However, it has performed very well this year, and that's what a lot of the experts were saying was going to happen, was copper was going to perform. Now, at $1 each, that is still a significant premium. However, it's so affordable that anybody can pick it up. So it has its pros and it has its cons. I believe copper, will go up over time. And I think that if you can stack it now, I don't think it's a bad option or a bad play, really. A lot of people don't like it. They say it's worthless, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. I think it will be used in industry astronomically, just like platinum and silver. And so I think it kind of falls into that industrial, speculative kind of play, so to speak. I'd love to get like a tube of 1 ounce coins. However, right now, copper is looking at about $2 or $3 an ounce, and I'm not really in the market to pay over $1 an ounce if I were to buy it. So if I could find a tube at $1 an ounce, pay 20 bucks for a tube of copper, sure, I'll throw it in the cart and pick it up. But if I can't, it's not a big deal to me. I don't really focus that much on copper. I do like stacking the pre-22 or pre-82 pennies, because that's instant profit right there. You get it for a penny, it's worth 2 pennies or more, and so that's just instant profit, and that's just a smart play. However, stacking the bullion rounds, I'm neither here nor there, and I could go either way, really. But that's a great comment, and that's a great point you make. I did make a video talking about copper. I do make videos from time to time talking about copper, and I do believe in copper a little bit, and I don't think it's a bad play really at all. So that's my thoughts on copper, and I appreciate your comment, my friend. I really do. And I look forward to seeing more of your comments. Up next, we have Mr. Andrew Furlong. Mr. Andrew Furlong says, why are Volcambi bars considered less desirable? So, in my opinion, I really don't know. It could have to do with their mintage. I think they're probably minted way more than Credit Suisse and Pamp Suisse and things like that. Pamp Suisse does have a unique design that a lot of people are attracted to, so I think that carries a little bit more premium. But what we're really boiling it down to is a few dollars here and there. And I think that few dollars premium really just stems from the design, the desirability of the assay, and things of that nature. And the mintage, right? If they mint a whole bunch of Volcambi, the market's kind of flooded to an extent, so there's an overabundance availability of them. And so people buy them just simply for their platinum. When they pay for Credit Suisse and they pay for Pamp Suisse, they pay a little bit more. And I think it just really boils down to the design and the mintage, perhaps. They don't list exactly their mintage numbers. They do have assays that have their, serial numbers. Like on this one, this is bar number 562. Now, this one is a limited mintage, right? I don't remember the exact numbers. It might be like 15,000 or maybe like 1,500. I don't really know. But this one is a limited mintage, so this one will only have a certain amount of numbers attached to it. However, the other bars, like this Credit Suisse, it also comes in an assay, and it has a number, as you can see there, 33,443. This number is pretty much infinite. As long as people are buying, they're going to make more. They're just going to add numbers to the number certificate. So, realistically, Volcambi, the few dollars you save buying it, I think it just is desirability based on the market and things like that, and the mintage and the assay it comes in and things like that. But I don't think it's too much to really worry about. If you're stacking platinum, just stack whatever you really want. I wouldn't worry about the few dollars. If you want to pay a little more for Credit Suisse or Pamp, do it with the mindset that I'm paying a little bit more for this because it's just better to look at, essentially. Because at the end of the day, bars are just bars. They're just generics. It's just like generic silver, right? You buy the Buffaloes or you buy the Sunshine Mint rounds, you're just buying it for silver. People pay a little bit more for Sunshine over Buffalo because the Buffalo is just so generic looking. And I think that's really what it boils down to be honest. If I'm being just completely honest with you. But that's a great question nonetheless, and definitely some interesting info. But thank you, Andrew Furlong. I really appreciate your comment, my friend. I look forward to seeing more of your comments. Up next, we have Mr. Mark Baird. Do you have any relation to the Baird & Company? Because if you do, I'm sure you have very strong ties to the metals. But if not, that is a very funny coincidence. But Mr. Mark Baird says, the reality of the world, look up who Russell J. Gould is. war castles. I'll have to do that. I'll have to look up who Russell J. Gould is. Thank you for letting me know that I should look that up, because I always love when you guys send me info that I should look at, whether it's an article, whether it's a person, whether it's a channel, whatever it is. I love finding out new information because that strengthens my channel and my knowledge and things like that I get to share with you guys. But thank you for your comment, Mark Baird. I really appreciate it, and I will be sure to check out Mr. Russell J. Gould. And Mr. Mark Baird left another comment, said, in Australia, there is not much choice of platinum coins. You know, it's funny you say that, my friend, because the Perth Mint and the New Zealand Mint have been minting some platinum. And they've been adding to their platinum offering. So it's strange to me that Australia would not be a good place to pick up platinum, because I would think that with the additions to their platinum offerings, that it would be even more widely available in Australia. What do they have? They have the platypus that they made for a while. They make the kangaroo nowadays. They made the koala for a long time. I'm not sure on New Zealand. I'm sure they make some. I know that the Perth Mint has recently been putting out some very high premium collectible platinum pieces. They made a unicorn coin. They made was it an Air Force coin? I'm not sure what it was, but they make some amazing pieces. So I'm not sure why it's not available to you, but I know the Perth Mint puts out a lot. So maybe you might want to look at maybe even visiting the Perth Mint. I believe you can pick up from their actual mint. I'm not sure. I've never been to Australia. And I'm not that familiar with it, but I have heard that people maybe have visited it, and I don't know if you can pick it up direct from them, but it might be worth looking into. And it looks like someone replied to your comment, so we'll see what that says. Mr. Benny said, do you ever buy metals from reputable dealers using a physical check? And if so, how long does it take average before they mail goods to you? Okay, so I assume Benny didn't mean to reply to Mark Baird. I believe he meant this comment for me. So I'm going to address it. So he said, do you ever buy metals from reputable dealers using a physical check? And if so, how long does it take average before they mail the goods to you? So physical checks, pain in the butt, pain in the absolute butt. I love e-checks because it's much faster process. Mailing an individual check, I have to buy stamps. I have to buy envelopes. Envelopes and stamps are cheap, so that's not a problem. However, it's just a pain to have to do. I have to get checks, which I don't use for anything really other than bullion. There's a few things here and there I've used checks for over the years. However, most of it just stems from mailing dealers checks. So there are a few select dealers who only take mailed checks, and it is a drag, right? Golden Eagle Coins is one of my favorite dealers. Bullion Exchanges, which is slowly becoming one of my favorite, both only take physical checks. So when I mail them a physical check, I stamp it, I put an envelope, I put all the info on the check. I usually leave a little note. They don't usually require a note, but I just drop a note in there letting them know my name, address, order number, stuff like that. They've never said anything about it. I'm sure it just helps them in the long run. But when I mail a check, it takes about a week to get there with a stamp. Now, if I send it priority or something, sure, it would probably be there quicker. However, that's like $8 I'm not looking to spend. So I just spend the 55 cents, drop it in a regular envelope, mail it out. If it doesn't end up getting to them, I'm sure I could get on the phone with them and be like, hey, must have got lost in the mail. Let's still do the deal, but let me just either mail you out another one or figure something out. But even though I've not had any problems with mailing a check, it's still a pain in the butt. So I mail it out. It usually takes a week to get to them. They take it to their bank. They deposit it. It usually takes 2 to 3 days for the money to clear out of my account into their account. And then once it does, they then will mail out the bullion. When they mail out the bullion, it takes a week to get here. So you're looking at about, at the very minimum, 2 weeks turnaround time. More like 3 weeks, sometimes up to 4 weeks, depending. So it does take a little bit of time and patience and things like that, but it ends up being worth it in the long run because you pay a little bit less premiums than you would have had you used a credit card or something like that. I have not had any problems doing that. It's just simply a pain in the butt. And it takes a little longer. When it's an e-check, usually the money gets taken out within 3 days, then they ship it within another 3 days, and everything's hunky-dory, and I will, at probably maximum, have my bullion in my hands at 2 weeks. So it's a matter of minimum and maximum. When you mail a check, minimum 2 weeks, you'll have the bullion in your hands. When you e-check it or ACH transfer, probably maximum 2 weeks, you'll have the bullion in your hands. So you gotta factor in an extra week on average when you're mailing a check, but it ends up being worth it in the long run. And the thing I want to point out with Golden Eagle coins and bullion exchanges, they usually have the best prices. It's an unfortunate factor that they don't take e-check, but because they have the best prices, I'm willing to deal with a paper check. My bank gives me free checks, so that is at no cost to me. Some people have to order checks, but usually you can order them second market fairly inexpensively. So is it a pain? Yes. Is it worth it? Yes. Do I have any real complaints other than just convenience? No, not really. So I have done that many times, and it's worked out great for me in the long run. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. The reputable dealers, they all understand how the mailing works. And they want your business, and they are a very competitive market. So if anything were to happen to your check in the mail, more likely than not, you can call them, say, hey, I shipped the check out 2 weeks ago. I don't know why you guys didn't get it. It is what it is. Now, one benefit to mailing check that a lot of people don't think about is if you're looking to buy on a dip and your payday isn't till Friday and you're concerned that the price might go up or whatever, you can mail a check knowing that you're going to be paid, and they won't get the check for a week anyways, so the money will be in your account by the time they get the check and cash it. Now, I don't think you should live paycheck to paycheck, but that is a benefit that you can buy precious metals without actually having money in your account because you wrote a check that you expect to arrive to them within a week, and you're just waiting on funds which should arrive within a day or two, if that makes sense. So there have been times where I have said, hey, I'm supposed to get a large sum of money, but it's not going to clear my account. But precious metals are on a dip right now, and I want to buy. So I have done that, right? I don't exactly suggest that to everyone, but it's an unforeseen benefit of mailing a check. But great question nonetheless, my friend Benny. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing more questions from you, my friend. Last but not least, we have Mr. Peter Pun. Mr. Peter Pun says, great Q&A. Thank you, my friend. I really appreciate it. And thank you, everyone who stopped by and left me a comment today. I really love seeing you guys' comments. Be sure to get your comments down below so I'll answer them on next week's video. Be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you have not already. And until next time, guys, we will see ya.